Hello.
There seems to be like two types of teen movies. There's the like Disney Channel family friendly type of thing, and then there's also the kind of realistic, sort of edgier kind of movie. Yet despite how different these two types of teen movies are, they both usually carry the same themes of wanting to get the most out of your youth. But what I'd like to know is what exactly is getting the most out of your youth. And for this, I'm going to be looking more into Fast Times at Ridgemont High from 1982. Ridgemont High is a movie that follows the lives of various students attending Ridgemont High. The main character is 15-year-old Stacy. She's now starting to jump into the world of dating with the advice of her more sexually experienced friend. Through this exploration, she lies about her age to go out with an older man who was 26. Yikes. She goes on a date with a nice boy named Rat, but believes that he doesn't really like her because he doesn't want to have sex with her. She hooks up with Rat's best friend, Mike Damone, and gets pregnant. She has an abortion, but Mike doesn't pay for it or anything. Sorry, there's like not in my bag. By the end of the movie, Stacey realizes two things. She realizes how nice and truly caring Rat is, and she learns that she wants more than just meaningless sex in a relationship, and that she seeks a devoted romantic one with Rat. The film also follows Stacy's brother, who is struggling with really awful part-time jobs. Upon initial viewing, I was kind of uncomfortable with this film and how sexual it was, especially with like one of the opening scenes having a gratuitous shot of butts belonging to minors. Just made me feel a little icky about the thought of adults making this movie about the sex lives of minors, children, teens, but like it just felt a little weird to me. And at first it felt really unrealistic, but then I remembered not everyone spent their youth playing Zelda and crying, so. But like, these are things that still happen today. Obviously, I can't tell you exactly what it was like to be a teenager in 1982, but I remember when I was in high school, I would see Snapchats and Instagram posts about parties that I wasn't invited to, and videos of classmates getting high and drunk and doing dumb stuff, and of couples posting about their significant other and being all lovey-dovey or whatever. So, like, obviously people did all these things, like be in relationships and party and do drugs. It's just the same thing, except instead of having to watch it home alone on social media, you just hear it in rumors from your friends, and then you lie awake at night thinking, am I wasting my life away? Wasted youth is something that I found interesting from this film. The scene where Stacy is walking to meet up with this 26-year-old man that she's going to hook up with, there's graffiti behind her that says wasted youth, which could be interpreted, of course, that she's wasting her youth by getting with an older man instead of enjoying her teen years with her peers, especially since that scene in the beginning is like pretty symbolic of her losing her childlike self to become this sexual adult. But wasted youth can mean anything, really. It could be instead that she's trying to avoid just sitting around and waiting for good times to come. Instead, she's taking this agency and chasing after a man that she's very attracted to. Wasted youth, like she's trying to avoid wasting her youth away by being a nerd bordering on the prudish, like I was. It's such an interesting thing because society places such a high importance on high school and the teenage years and getting the best teenage experience. These are the best years of your life. But high school really isn't that big of a part of your life. It's so weird that teen movies, which started in the 60s as a way to just get money from teens who just wanted to get out of the house for a bit has become like something that is just so central to our entertainment culture, and it's like led to this glamorization of being in high school. The amount of time that I felt like my life is just gone, I'm old as heck, I'm gonna die soon because I'm out of high school, is way too much. It's pretty worrying. I'm 19. The average person's lifespan is to like 80 now, isn't it? So like, clearly, if I'm 19 and I haven't done like a bunch of things, it doesn't mean I'm never gonna do those things. Like, there's so much more to life than just the 4 years that you're in high school. But it's weird, the theme of youth and what it means to be young, how you should cherish and enjoy your youth, is like prevalent from like the Disney Channel original movie to the R-rated. It's like a double-edged sword, and whichever way it goes, you still feel like you haven't done it right because there's such a high expectation for what your teen years should be. If you party and spend a lot of time acting like an adult, then you feel like you're wasted your youth as a young person, spending time with your other fellow young people and acting like a kid while you still can. But also, if you do act like a kid like while you still can, you feel like you're wasting your teen years and that you'll never get to experience high school like in the movies, which is not what happens for a lot of people, because obviously it's movies, but it still feels that way because you see that and you see the idealized images from people's stories and like social media that people give off, like, oh, I've done all these cool things, when really it's a time of self-discovery. Everyone in that age range is just so confused and they don't know what they're doing. I'm not in high school anymore, and I'm still confused, and I don't know what I'm doing. So, despite all the existential turmoil that I just uprooted, Fast Times was a pretty entertaining movie. I give it 7 out of 10 pizzas.